Right. Hi everyone. Welcome to Agatech Institute of Electronics. Today I want to take you through all the possible causes of fake charging in Android phones. Basically today I'll be using Infinix Hot 6 as a case study. I actually encountered a problem on the phone and I troubleshooted it, and I came across something very ridiculous, something very funny, like unimaginable. But actually, what are the things that actually cause fake charging? The first thing and the most common is when the charging port is loose. When the charging port becomes very loose, you put your charger and it's shaky, or probably you have to adjust it before it's charging or something. You have to start shaking it. That can cause fake charging because the amount of current entering it is not enough to charge the battery, though the phone is sensing that some amount of current is coming in, but it's not enough to charge the phone. Another thing that can cause that is the charging IC. When this phone came in, I checked the charging port, it was intact. So I was suspecting that most likely it would be the charging IC, which I bought. I bought a new charging IC. I want to show you the charging IC for the phone. This is the charging IC. This is the charging IC. So I changed it to a new one. I bought a new one. I changed the diode. There was a Zener diode here for protection. It actually got burnt, you can see. So I changed the charging IC, thinking that most likely to be the charging IC that was the problem. So, but that did not fix the phone. Then I was surprised that what could that be? So I eventually discovered that it was the screen. That was very bad. Actually, I was thinking if it's not the charging ports, if it's not the charging ports, if it's not the charging IC, then it should be the long FPC. But it's not the long FPC. I have another long FPC here that I used to test it, and the problem was the same. So before I eventually discovered that it was the screen, and I will show you. I'm using power bank so that I can plug the USB meter. If I'm using charger, there's no way I'll plug it that you can see. So I purposely use a power bank. The USB meter is telling me the amount of voltage that is passing through it, and this place that is 000 is supposed to tell me the amount of current that is passing through it. So if I plug it, it will indicate that it's charging. You can see it start taking some amount of current, 0.48, and you can see it's charging. But you can see the current drop to 0.09. That is very, very crazy. 0.1. That's very crazy. It should be something around 1 amp or so, at least 1 amp, if the phone will charge and charge fast. So but let me remove the screen so that you see the amount of current. I've disconnected the screen and just wait few seconds. You can see the current increase to 1.22 amps. That's 1224, 1223 thereabout. So it's very crazy. Screen actually can make your phone not to charge. I tested it with another screen and it worked fine. I tested it with another screen, it worked fine. I can plug the screen so that you see it worked fine with another screen. So the screen was bad. I don't know what that could mean. You can see it's still taking a huge amount of current, 1.25. But if I put the original screen that was there, then you discover that the phone stopped charging. I'm being careful to make sure I don't burn the phone. You can see as I plug the screen, the current dropped back to 0.1, 0.09. You can see that. So you can see it there. So now what can cause your phone to be doing fake charging? It can be your charging port, it can be your charging IC, it can be the long FPC, the flex that connects the main panel to the down panel, the sub panel, and it can also be your screen. And in some other type of panel, they usually use a kind of resistor, current resistor. They use current resistor very close to the charging IC. In this case, this is the charging IC for this phone. This black component is the charging IC, but this one that has a white writing on it, R20, that's a resistor, and that's 0.20 ohms. It's a very tiny resistor, like very tiny resistivity, but if it's open, like if it's not continuous, it's no longer continuous, it's supposed to behave like ordinary wire. When you test it with your meter, it's supposed to read like continuity, it's supposed to beep like ordinary wire. So when it's open, the phone will still sense that current is coming into the phone, but it will not charge. But in this kind of case, like in Hot 6, they don't use current resistor. So most of the time, everything is inside the IC. Something like Hot 6, something like Hot 5. I think Hot 4 also use the same kind of charging IC. They don't use current resistor. So if anything happen like that, it is actually probably the charging IC. And in my own case, it wasn't the charging IC. I changed the charging IC to a new one. You can see the old charging IC that I removed. You can see the charging IC here. So it wasn't the charging IC. It was actually the screen. I don't know what that could mean. Anybody that knows can write in the comment section. If I remove the screen, I removed the screen actually. I tested all the components. Everything tested fine. Nothing was short. You see, as I remove the screen, the phone is charging. When I plug the screen, the phone stopped charging. Thank you. Once again, this is Agatech Institute of Electronics. Do like the video if you really like it. Thank you.